And welcome back to the channel. On this video I'm going to be riding the Lyric Graffiti X. You're seeing it right now right there. Beautiful bike. So let's hop on and talk about e-bike laws. And the reason why I want to talk about e-bike laws today is because recently there was the proposed bill in California for kind of a crackdown, if you want to call it that, on Sarons. And it got me thinking again about e-bike laws, because we're going around and around with this between laws and tariffs. And so it got me thinking about laws, and you know, the laws that they have out there for e-bikes, are they even meaning anything? Do they, you know, I don't, like, whenever anybody comments about e-bikes and whether they've been pulled over or this or that, people seem to tell me that they just get waved at by the police, like in a good, friendly way, and not be worried about what they're riding or how they're riding. And I guess if you respect the law and ride what I would call normally and not like a crazy man or woman, and you respect the road and respect the folks on the road, then I guess they don't have reason to pull you over. But that brings me back to the laws that, you know, the pedal, well, you can pedal up to 20 but can't pedal to 28 and blah blah blah. If you're not doing anything crazy, you're respecting the road, respecting everyone on the road, and, you know, and obeying all the laws and not excessive speeds, then I don't think it matters whether you're pedaling or not. And here's one. E-scooters. I never hear anything about e-scooters. They don't have pedals. They're kind of, I think they have their own speed limits, but again, do they get enforced? I had one guy tell me one day, this was several months ago now, he had the Wolf King scooter it's a dual motor, and he said he would ride that thing 60 miles an hour on the highway. And I don't think personally that I'd want to do it. I mean, ride a scooter that fast. I've been on a kick scooter close to 30 miles an hour, and I think that's probably about as fast as I'd want to go. It might be a case of I'm not used to riding a scooter. I haven't done it very much, only a few times. And also you'd want to get used to the scooter, but even still, especially if you're riding at night. But I can't imagine hitting a rock or like it doesn't take much to throw you off. A pothole. Can you imagine hitting a pothole with that? Wow. Getting a flat tire, like popping one of your tires, something like that. Ew, that would be not fun. But I guess it also can be dangerous for the bike. But I think the bike, I feel much safer on a bike than I do on an e-scooter. I can tell you 100%. But yeah, they bring up all these laws and say you can do this and you can't do that. But honestly, I have not seen anything. I guess it depends probably where you are. Some areas are more, you know, strict on stuff like that. I can see where cities, if you live out in a rural area, maybe it's, you know, it's a little easier to ride your bike without anybody bothering you, but if you're just really like in a large city, there's not a lot of actual speeding that you can do, because a lot of the roads there, unless you excessively ride fast, regardless if the road says 25 miles an hour, you're going to go 35 anyway. A lot of the streets are more like 25 miles an hour, you know, especially like the side ones. And if you don't want to ride on the busier roads, you really, when you think about it, you don't really need an overly fast bike. Making sure that guy saw me there. What do you think about the e-bike laws? Do they mean anything, really? And even when they do bring up these laws, I've had a lot tell me as well that they're just going to keep riding the same way. I guess you got to get pulled over once to kind of get that threat there. I don't know. But I try to ride respectful. I do. I mean, I don't try. I do ride respectfully. And the only time I crank it up is sometimes in the summer, or if I'm like on a road out in the middle of nowhere, country road, and it's like 40 miles an hour, like the speed limit, and there's no bike lane. I'm just going to ride close to the 40 miles an hour, not consistently 40 miles an hour, but some, and probably for sure 30, and just, you know, there's nobody around. I'm not hurting anybody. The only one that's ever going to get hurt is myself. But if I'm, you know, riding my bike like I am right now, and I got good control of the bike, you know, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, I don't know, not sure you're gonna have an accident, really. You know, watch what you're doing, and I think it's fine. But yeah, I'm just curious about that. Do you think the laws really mean anything? Do you think is it a scare tactic, or is there real meaning to it? And I mean, I'm not going to go out and test it myself, but I'm not going to go right in front of a cop and do crazy stuff. I don't want to do that. That's not the way I ride. And but anyway, let me know in the comments if you think they really truly mean something and they are being enforced, or do you think it's just a kind of a scare tactic? All right, that's going to do it for this video on this beautiful afternoon. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, thank you very much. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to comment on this or any other videos, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, be safe, everyone, and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.